Well, welcome to today's show. Today we're going to talk a little bit about a backup project that I've got going on. And we're going to show you just a couple of different things that you can do. What I have done in the past. First one is, back in the old day we had tapes, and they would literally go Seagate tapes, and the cartridges, it sounded like a zzz, 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 and it would take forever, zzz, zzz, and it'd go back, and it's a sequential, right, much like the old reel-to-reel tapes that you see in the TV shows back from the days way gone by when computers were big as entire houses. Well, we improved a lot since then. Going back not too many years ago, we had an external drive like this Mac store. And inside of this, I think is a 2.5 inch 1 terabyte drive, and it got quickly obsoleted. In fact, one of the protocols on the back, FireWire, that didn't last long, but it's an external box and it's pretty heavy. It takes a power supply, cumbersome. You wouldn't want to drag this around your enterprise to do your backups, so that's not too bad. Years after that, I also used discs. I used CDs at first, and then we used, because they were the next progression past the floppies, and that's what, so we would burn CDs, and then we did DVDs, writable DVDs, read-writable. Sometimes you'd use this because you could use them like they were slow, but you could keep from wasting the disc. And then just Blu-rays. These are Blu-rays. They hold about 25 or so, they say 24 gigabytes. I don't ever get that much on them. I get about 22 and some change before the software balks and says it won't fit. So that's what I've been using for the last, I don't know how long. This little bit here, I forget how many discs there are, but they should just about fit when put them together, because there's some dead space because you can't put entire projects on there, right? So these should work. Just about to put that stack, and this is just one of others, that this should just about fit on one M.2. Now, another option you might have, talking about your enterprise where you're working, computer to computer, your workstation, you can always have something like this. I got two of these. This is a USB, see? It says right there, videos, old videos. On one side is a USB, on the other side is a USB-C. Now the difference between that is between 5 and 10 gigabits per second, which is the standard for USB-C. Now you can get some exciting stuff that's coming if you could find the hardware. Now what I like about these are they're very portable, they're easy, they are kind of slow. On my machine downstairs I'm getting about 45 megabytes a second kind of transfer rate with them, but there's 128 gigabytes on this stick right here, and I got two sticks for 20 bucks. When I was buying this stuff here, I looked to see what my price was. 20 bucks, that's $10 a piece for 128 megabytes, or gigabytes rather, for a USB. And it's limited to what the USB will do. Well, so is this. Now this right here is just a generic Amazon type of enclosure, external enclosure for an M.2. This one is a Western Digital Black SN770. It is supposed to be up to, was it 5150, and it is Gen 4, it says here on the back. Why that doesn't make any difference? Well, I would have bought Gen 2 if I could have gotten it, as long as it will work with the enclosure, because this one is going to limit me to USB 3.2. That's going to give me 10 gigabits per second. Now there is a 2x2 on the USB-C, which gives you, I think, 2 USB paths on there, and that will get you up to 20 gigabits per second transfer rate. I don't know that I can find, I did find one of these. It wasn't this brand, but it was this kind of thing, and it was like $49 for one that would do double-sided or do the 2x2. If you like this content, please go to calldeltosell.com, find the tab that says on YouTube, click it, and it'll open up a page of QR codes. There you can use a smartphone to scan and get to the YouTube page, or you can just mouse over and click it on a PC. There you'll be able to subscribe to this little button over here and click the notification bell so that YouTube will notify you. Thank you. Now, to save some time, I've unpacked this a little bit. We have in the M.2 enclosure from Orico, I guess is how you would say it, Type C. This is only a standard Type C. It's not the 2x2 form, so it's only going to be 10 gigabits per second transfer. So we have two instructions. We have a Type C to Type A, which is here, and then a Type C to Type C, which is here. So you get to both cables. We get a set of screws. We get the thermal pad. Of course, we have the enclosure, as you can see here. Now this part is plastic. It's got a little board in there, and I'm looking to see if we have any kind of a light. I don't really see any kind of a LED which is going to blink at us to tell us we've got disk activity. I would have liked to have had that. But as we set that down here, we do see that we have sort of a heat sink. And although this is only Gen 4 and it's only going at regular Type C USB speed, it's only going to go at 10 gigabits per second. So I don't know that we need this that much, but just in case, I did like the fact that it looked like it had some heat fans above it. Now you see a little screw. Let me get my little pointer here. Right here is a screw. It is a miniature Torx head, but they give you the screwdriver. It does have this top. Now I do like something about the top, that rather than being those type that you have to slide, this is just my personal opinion. I don't like the ones you have to slide because to me, I'm not sure how it's going to make good contact with the M.2. This one is a little bit better. It's just about as good as a hinged one because it goes in that slot and then it snaps down, and then we put that screw back in there and it works very well. Now we do have to pick, you know, the 22 by 80, which is the size we have of our little WD Black 770. Is that what that is? Yeah, SN770. Yes, and it will just go into this, push it in at an angle and put that down, and then we've got to go get one of our little screws out here of the bag. This one is going to have this little, looks like we're going to have a little rubber bushing type thing. This is, I don't know if I can get this out because my fingers are not cooperating, but let's see if we can get one of these little rubber guys out. They did give you a spare of each in the bag, which is very nice of Orico, I guess is how you pronounce their name. I bought this, like I said, off of Amazon. You do have a spare screw and a spare rubber plug, which is very nice, I think, of them to do that. So I'm going to go ahead and push this into the little gap and then push that down into the PC board if it will stay. Now, there we go. All there is to that. We do have to put our thermal pad. We should have, let's see if I can get my little fingers in there to pull the clear piece off of one side, and I will put that right there, and my little rubber piece has come off. And I'll just have to peel. Let me pull that out and do it this way. I want to get a little better grip on it. There we go. We got that off. Where's our little rubber plug? Again, I don't know if you can see that with the camera. If not, I will take the spare and take a close-up for you there. But I'm just going to take that, push it in that little notch. It's going to have a little notch. Align the notch in the socket so that we have right side up. It's a single side. It's a little fiddly because I'm trying to do this with you watching. It's a little bit of faff to get that in there. At least at my age it is. So we've got our thermal pad touching the controller and the actual memory chip there. That should allow us, and this is the thing I do kind of like about this Orico Amazon based thing. I think this was less than $20, but see, it's got a groove right there, so I can put the heatsink portion on that and push it straight down. It feels like it's getting good contact on the M.2 and that thermal pad. Now we should be able just to screw that down, and now we have assembled. There's really not much you need to do with these things. Again, this is a Western Digital 770 black. This is the Orico, I guess. I'm reading it upside down. Of course, Western Digital does give you some instructions here. I will take a picture of these two extra parts and show you. That is, I think, a very nice thing to do, because sure as the world, I have lost tiny little screws like that in my past. So anyway, that's pretty well much it. We're going to go use it, see how well it works, and we may report back to you with a little more video then.